Hello and welcome to Mr. P's Mathland Online. This video is to help us with the metric liter, measuring capacity. Measuring capacity in the metric system uses liters as its units, instead of using gallons and pints and quarts like the customary units in the customary system. The metric system uses the liter. Commonly, we see the liter in soda bottles. So if you might go to the store, you might see a soda bottle in a 1 or 2 liter bottle. But it can also measure any kind of liquids using the liter and different size of liters. The metric system is set up to use the same kind of system for all of its units. So the liter here has a kiloliter, a hectoliter, a deciliter, the liter, which is just one, a deciliter, a centiliter, and a milliliter. All of these things are different sized liters. All the ones on this side are greater than 1. All of the ones on this side are less than 1 liter, similar to our place value system. So here we can see 1 liter. If I had a deciliter, that means I would have 10 of these in 1 unit. Although, if I had a deciliter, that means I would have to take this liter and break it up into 10 parts. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that would equal 1 deciliter because it's 1/10 of a liter. So if I had 3 liters and I wanted to find out how many centiliters were in all of these liters, I would have to know some things. And it's a good thing we have our King Henry to help us out. I can just remember that King Henry danced unusually drinking chocolate milk. And this is the liter unit. So if I'm at the liter and I'm going to think about the centiliters, I would see that King Henry would jump over 2 places. And following that idea of our place value system, each jump on the metric system, just like our place value system, jumps by powers of 10. So if I want to know how many centiliters are in a liter, I could see that 10 times 10 equals 100. So there would be 100 centiliters in each of these liters. Be 100 here, 100 here, and 100 here. And then I would just add them together. Or I could use multiplication, because I have 3 liters, and I would multiply them by 100. And that would equal 300 centiliters equals 3 liters. Now, we have our friends Biggie Smalls and Smalley Bigs to also help us out. When we're looking at a problem where we're going to convert centiliters to liters, we want to think, am I going from a big unit to a small unit or a small unit to a big unit? And again, I can use King Henry. King Henry danced unusually drinking chocolate milk. My units are liters. So if I don't know which one is the big one, I can see that my centiliter would be right here. And that's on the smaller side. That's on the part side. And my liter is right here. So my liter is going to be the big. My centiliter is going to be the small. And I know that I will have to divide. So 28 divided by what? What is the relationship? How many centiliters are in a liter? Well, I take a look and I would go 1, 2. There are 2 powers of 10 with King Henry, so that would be 100. So I'm going to divide that by 100. Now, knowing something about my powers of 10, you could set this up by doing long division, or you could think to yourself, I know that there's a decimal right there, because the metric system uses kind of place value system rules. So there would be a decimal, and I'm dividing it by 2 powers of 10. 10 times 10 is 100. So that means all of my digits are going to shift to powers of 10. And they're going to shift so that we decrease because we're dividing by powers 10. Now, the magic means I'm going to move that decimal. Even though the decimal doesn't really move, all of the digits are what's moving. It moves to decrease by 2 powers of 10. So this is going to equal 28 hundredths. So 28 centiliters is equal to 28 hundredths of a liter. And that makes sense because if you think about it, 1 liter equals 100 centiliters. So if I have 28 centiliters, that's going to equal less than 1 liter. So that's going to equal a part of a liter. If you want to check your DIMS. Does it make sense? Yes. So why don't you try one out on your own? Pause the video and let's see how you do. Okay, let's see how you do. The first thing I would do is just to get my mind wrapped around the metric system. King Henry danced unusually drinking chocolate milk and dealing with liters as my units. So this way I can see I'm going from here to here. Which is my big unit? Which one is my small unit? Well, liters are right here. Milliliters are right here. So liters are going to be my big unit. That means these are going to be my small units. So I'm going to be using the converters, biggie smalls, and we know that biggie smalls likes to multiply. So what's the relationship he's multiplying by? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. 3 powers of 10 is 1,000. So I'm going to multiply by 1,000. So 44 times 1,000 equals 44,000. That means there are 44,000 milliliters in 44 liters. So if you had 44 of those bottles of liquid, they each have 1,000 milliliters in each one. So that means you would have 44,000 milliliters. Try this one. Pause the video and let's see how you do. All right, I'm going to call on King Henry. King Henry danced unusually drinking chocolate milk. And my units are liters, because I can see liters and liters, so those are my units. And now I want to see, I'm going from here to here, what's small, what's big? Well, if ever you see kiloliter, that's always going to be the big one. That's the biggest one that we're working with right now. So that means the liter is going to be the small one. So, smally bigs likes to divide. And let's see, there are 1, 2, 3 powers of 10. So that would be 1,000. It's going to divide by 1,000. I'm going to use my knowledge of the place value system in decimals and powers of 10 Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3 powers of 10 in 1,000, so that means my decimal would look like it's moving 1, 2, 3 place values, when really it's my digits that are decreasing in their place values. Because I have this empty slot, I have to add a 0. So my answer is going to be 0 and there's my answer. And if I think about it, 1 liter equals 1,000 kiloliters. So if I don't have 1,000 kiloliters, which I don't have, that means I'm going to have less than 1 kiloliter. So my answer is less than 1 kiloliter. So that's going to make sense. All right. Thank you very much for doing some math with me. If you have any questions, ask your teacher. You can rewatch the video or some other support videos to help you with the metric system and liters. But continue on in Mathland and have a wonderful day. Right now I'm going to count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.